goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though, and Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody to Friday Night Racing Action here tonight with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Arca series as they make their next round of cuts at the end of this race here at Talladega tonight. So we all know that Talladega is already a beast. Well, it's going to be even more so for people trying to sneak up into that final round of 12 coming on up as this race and this season is coming slowly, ever so closely to the close. We'll get back into who's in, who's out, and whatnot here in just a moment. But first, let's get things all kicked off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a big thank you to the sponsors here tonight. Big thank you to Davidson Builders, who's been on board here all season long up in that northern New Jersey area. Also, big thank you to JP Designs and 3D Prints on board here this season. Also have AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins. We thank you guys so very much for that. Oh, goodness. As well, oops, wrong button there. As well as a big thank you to Track Dogs Racing, Track Bar Media as well. We thank you guys, and of course SimGearCentral.com jumping on board here this season as well. And we also, of course, have to thank the Action Replay sponsor of Country Through the Ages. Be sure to go check them out to find out your history of the your favorite country legends out there. Have some good stuff going on, so be sure to go and check that all out. I'm Alan Brown, and I just shoved my face full of Mexican food, so this will be a fun one. But I am joined by two of my best friends here tonight. We got Mr. Alan English back with us up here in the booth this evening. Glad to have you back, Mr. English. I know you had a long day making the brews, but man, we got something brewing out here on track tonight.
Man, I tell you what we got. It's 70 laps on tap here at Talladega. A lot of guys get nervous here, okay, and for good reason, because anything can happen at these big plate tracks is where all this pack racing occurs, and the season's winding down, right? So these guys that are in the championship, in the playoffs here, they're really going to have to be careful and watch out, and not have their season ruined basically by all the stuff, the Talladega stuff that just happens here, and we're all accustomed to it by now. But yeah, man, you got to be careful. You got to go out there, take care of your equipment, watch your back. You know what I mean? Try not to get involved in anything where you're going to get some irreversible damage. These guys do have a couple of fast repairs, but still, you don't want to lose that track position. You don't want to get knocked out of the race potentially, because you might need those points later on. I mean, it's going to be close here coming down to the wire.
That it is. It's down there on pit road, Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, we got ourselves a real life speed week as NASCAR heads to Daytona, and we got ourselves some speed week out here tonight at Talladega in the tricky to drive, especially at these plate track, races here for these Arca cars there, buddy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like the Super Bowl for NASCAR fans, right? This week, they've got a race tonight. I think the trucks are racing at Daytona. We got Dega here with Num Thumbs Racing League and the Arca cars. These Arca cars are fun. They're kind of hard to control at, driving Mach 200, but these guys are skilled. It'll be fun. I want to see somebody get mad. I think that will probably happen, especially with what's on the line. We got to get into there's only 2 more races left, so let's get this party cranked off. We'll talk about, chump to champ to chump as this thing goes along. It doesn't really matter where you are in this field, where you start. Anybody can literally win here at Dega, and that's what's so fun about plate track racing. 2 fast repairs tonight. 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points disqualified, 18 incident points. You'll get a penalty. 125 on the track. I don't know if that's going to help with maybe loosen them up a little bit, get a little bit of slippery out there. But either way, we're going to have a good one here at Dega.
Yeah, that we are. As we take a look at tonight's race info at the 2 2/3 mile raceway here, with that ever so famous start-finish line just after that kind of middle of the tri-oval, always adding into the excitement here tonight. As we take a look at the weather, it's not a night race because Talladega, it ain't got no lights. I can't wait till they put lights up here. That'll be absolutely
great,
fantastic.
Man. I can't wait to see a night race here. Awesome.
It'd probably shut down the power grid. It's so huge.
Probably.
You're probably right. But either way, beautiful weather out here for these guys. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race. And the door stopper is going to be in full action here tonight, which means there is no touchy going on.
So we saw some of this during the practice session. We're in qualifying now, of course, but during the practice session, I saw a couple of guys get that nose up underneath the car in front of them, possibly trying to do a little bump drafting. You can get close, you can touch just slightly, but it's not really worth the risk. As soon as you get that doorstop shaped nose up underneath the back end of the car in front of you, it's going to lift the back wheels off the ground, and they're going for a ride, and you probably will too. So, yeah, it's best just to stay right off the bumper of the car in front of you.
Yeah, it'll just wedge right underneath there, and it's going to cause mayhem. Or so far, it looks like Derek Welch, Mr. Bogus himself, has run the quickest lap. So he might be sitting on the pole with this thing as starting out here. About 30 seconds left, I think we have in qualifying.
Yeah, right there about. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and joining us here tonight. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so that way you don't miss a single second of the great racing action on out here. And if you like it, hit that thumbs up button so Mark Zuckerberg can get the message that, hey, we are liked and we should be shared amongst the whole YouTube community, and we can continue to grow and have even more fun with more and more people.
Oh, that Zuckerberg fella, along with that Gates guy and then that other Bezos clown, ruining everything. But
Is that the
nonetheless,
one with the
yes,
the rockets that are shaped like a
yeah, yeah, that
yeah
thing,
that yeah
yeah, that did nothing. It just kind of went up,
it goes
a little
straight
bit
up and then comes
dropped.
back down.
Yeah, that's
Never
that
gets
guy.
out of camera range.
No, but his empire, it proved their power when he, lifted himself off into the fake space. Here we go. We're gonna grid up.
Indeed. So let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is starting here this evening. Starting us off with that number one bogus machine of DW, Derek Welsh. Starting there up at the front. The 60 of Brian Neff has a good solid starting spot here as well. Up there in second in that 60 machine. 53 of Slim. James Bowden having a good starting spot here tonight in third. 15 of Vince Short. Always one to compete out here. He's going to be starting in fourth. 00, Joe Bennett starting here tonight in that top five as well. You got Mark Collins, Mac Daddy starting here tonight in sixth. Let's see. We got Stubbs and Stub Nation starting there in that 92 machine in seventh. Chris Klein in the 13 is going to start here in eighth. Ninth will be the 69 of Larry Dickerson, with Daniel Baker and his ever so lovely throwback schemes. Is going to round out your starting top 10 here this evening.
That Chevrolet of Mike Adamson in the 751 starting in 11th place. 12th will be Cole Larson in the 19. America's driver, Albert Anderson in the 747 is going to start 13th. 14th will be Josh Bettner, his buddy right there in the 84. Let's see here. Jeff Ottinger and Josh Kelleher make up row number 8. Robert Amaral is going to start 17th. And starting 18th outside row number 9, Tom Barish in the double nickel.
Amaral hoping for a good finish here this evening. He's kind of had a little bit of a string of some bad luck here, so trying to get things up underway once again for him and his team here as we ride behind the pace car, getting ready to get up to speed. And it looks like DW changed things around on that Arca car there, boys. He's got the good old JD on there.
Yeah, a little Tennessee whiskey paint scheme there for the one of Derek Welch.
Yeah, maybe
I still fear the beard, though. I still fear the beard.
Well, as you should.
Yeah. His cute little short beard.
That's the Frank Sinatra version on the side of the car too.
Is it really?
Yeah, look at
damn.
got that Sinatra. Wait, that's that special Jack Daniels.
Special.
Right
I'm still trying to find me a place that will allow me to taste it without spending almost $200 for a bottle.
Oh yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Got to go to one of those fancy places.
Yeah, you're probably not kidding. My across the street neighbor's got a good collection, so we might have to check him on out. But either way, the pace car comes on down and in, which means this field is heading on down through the travel and into that Geico restart zone for the first time as we head on down for a green flag racing. Here tonight, side by side, they trundle down across the line, making their way down into turns 1 and 2. That outside line and the 60 getting a good jump on that restart. However, the one able to maintain pace and start to pick up some of that speed here. And he's now going to retake the control of the race there on that bottom side. But the 60 and the 15 working really well together here. And you can just see as the 15 doing as much as he can to keep it, that 1 or 2 inches just off of that rear bumper to get the most out of that draft. He is clear. So is the 60. The 60 drops down to that bottom line. The 15 slowly ekes his way on down there as they make the field makes their way down through turns 3 and 4. We got 3 wide happening kind of here in the middle to the back of the action here. We got Josh Bittner rolling around on the outside. The 19 of Cole Larson was around there, as well as the 69. Looks like they were able to figure things on out as the 15 jumps back up to the high side as they complete lap number 1.
There's plenty of room to run 3 wide here. I'm not sure. I think Josh Bittner's just trying to kind of feel things out on the outside line, see what he can do out there. It's not really going to run to the front, I don't think, but he's kind of testing the arrow out there. He's doing okay.
Ooh, someone's shooting it up the middle there in the back. The 751, Mike Adamson, saw a gap. He said, you boys going a little too slow for me. I want to stay up here with these big boys. Looks like he's going to try to launch around and catch up to the 84 of Bittner there.
Yeah, and I've been watching Bittner. He did hit the wall, turn 1 last lap, but it didn't slow him down too much. He seems to lose momentum right there around turn 3 and 4. So he's falling back into line, looks like.
Yeah, it's
Russ Endicott.
Go for it.
Russ Endicott joining us over there on the YouTube channel saying it's Dega, baby. He said, this is your track, Tenderfoot. Get it done. Talking about his buddy Albert Anderson out there.
As the
Jordan Baker pulling for Dan Baker in that number 80 Blockbuster machine as well.
Well, it's number 90, not 80, but it's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say 90. Misspoke. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you for correcting me, sir. Papa Joe Bennett pulling for a 00 Joe out there.
As the field trundles and trundles here, the 23, Mark Collins, doing a great job on the outside, working with that 15 of Vince Short right now. Kind of trying to do the same thing like the 15 was doing to the 60, just staying as close as possible here. It's, man, this is one of those tracks for these Arca cars, man, where your right foot is going to get a massive workout just modulating that throttle all race long. I know a lot of people, as this is, the official week for the Daytona 500, we get people racing in those official races here on iRacing, but you can hear from them. They're like, oh man, my right foot just goes numb. My shoulder's starting to pop out of my socket. Well, these guys will still have their shoulders popping out of their sockets by the end of this one, but I got a feeling they're going to be not needing to do a leg day here coming up tomorrow.
Stress too. I mean, the stress
Yeah.
as it progresses, you kind of get like emotionally drained here, mentally fatigued. Really noticing the 751 Mike Adamson's paint scheme is pretty cool. Got a new paint scheme, looks like.
Yeah, he was kind of running that outside line like Bittner was there for a while, but now he's got a car helping him right there in that Coca-Cola machine.
As we ride around here on the roof of the 92 of Timothy Stubblefield, locked in behind the 00 of Joe Bennett. And you can just see these guys, they're doing as much as they can to keep it off of each other, which is kind of the opposite of what people are used to. You're used to being right up on that bumper, and it don't matter if you give them a big old shove or not. These guys are really having to kind of change their mentality a little bit here.
And you're going to have to be kind of adapt, be able to adapt to all kinds of different situations at a play track like this. That's kind of the name of the game, especially early. Try to feel out who's where and what your intentions are. Looks like they're fairly tame at the moment.
Russ Endicott gives his opinion out there on running 3 wide. He says, 3 wide kind of stalls out towards the front. There's not a whole lot of benefit to doing that. But we see guys try it. They're just kind of experimenting. It's early yet, right? So we've got 60 plus laps to go here. So guys are going to try some different stuff. Rodney Norman out there pulling for Dan Baker in that number 90. Thank y'all so much for joining us out there on the YouTube land. Click that thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribed if you're not a subscriber. We sure appreciate y'all.
It's 00 Joe Bennett joining us here with that driver camera. You can see he's got 2 hands locked in on that steering wheel. He's got to be careful here, though, because I'm seeing some white knuckles pop on that thing, man. You're going to tire out those hands if you don't loosen that grip a little bit.
All these guys are going to be white knuckling it all night. I mean, it's just Adam hit the nail on the head. It's draining, right? So you're in close proximity. Imagine driving, 190 miles an hour down the interstate, but you're right on somebody's bumper, somebody's on your bumper, and you got guys to the left and right of you. I mean, after an hour of that, your nerves are going to be shot.
So. Yeah. Look at they're still trying 3 wide up top there with 751. Oh, drifting.
Getting a spot here and there, but definitely kind of stalling out like you were mentioning there. As the 15 drops down in front of the 60 of Brian Neff. Here comes the 90. He looked like he might have wanted to join the run on the outside, but then Mike Adamson bails out as the 90 gets up and scrapes the outside wall, tries to tuck back into line behind the 13. Not a lot of room there, but able to get it to squeeze in and work back out.
We almost had a push the pusher situation there between the 90 and the 13 and the car right there in front of them on the front row. But luckily, these guys keeping a pretty even head and not trying to push one another just yet.
Nah, as much as these cars are awesome, you also got to remember these Arca cars weren't necessarily made for plate track racing like this. They're meant for those 1.5 miles, the 1 milers like Iowa. Tracks like that, but here tonight they're definitely using that door wedge and aerodynamics to their advantage here.
So Russ Endicott bringing up something that I think about a lot, and you do too probably there, Alan, as a motorcycle rider. Leave yourself an escape path, right? Always have a way out. Russ Endicott says 3 wide, get to the bottom so you have space to run away, when it goes south. Maybe you can turn down into the infield, because if you're running on the outside, you really have no place to go. And those cars, centrifugal force, they're going to go to the outside. So if you see a big wreck happening in front of you, those cars are likely going to be sliding up the track in front of you.
Yeah, then once gravity sets in, they probably will be sliding back down. So
slide down.
It's kind of like
either way.
A crapshoot. You just kind of have to guess and go with it.
You gotta roll those snake eyes down in Waco to survive this one out here tonight. Stealing another one of Adam Turner's things. I'm just gonna slowly continue to add it to my repertoire there, Adam. And
that's fine. I mean, it's a great thing. I want everyone to enjoy it. It's a true thing. So exactly, just like Waco on a Saturday night.
Well, Russ Endicott, he does race in some series that we cover, and but he started out as a fan, man. So, Russ Endicott, we sure do appreciate you. Thanks for the compliment, buddy. He says AAA broadcasting is the best. How you guys get it done in a week amazes me. Keep it up. We sure appreciate you, man. Y'all are the reason why we do it, man. I mean, y'all keep watching and liking videos and stuff like that. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it as long as we can, so... Thank yourself, buddy, because y'all are the reason why we're here.
Until the administration starts taxing us a little.
Oh, if
taxing
I
us
taxed,
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, we got to give up. They just beat down a common man.
As everyone continues to battle out down here. Oh, the 90. Oh, and there he goes.
No! There's the big one. 84, not a... Oh, Mike Adams backwards.
There was negative mileage being put on that car as he was riding around on the roof of the 90 there, but we kind of saw it coming with some of the wiggling there, and that door stopper wedge just snags another car.
Danny Baker may have been right in the thick of that.
I think he was the cause of it.
Oh, man.
And he drops kind of down to the middle. It looks like the 13 maybe trying to correct for it. Just bumper's not lining up. Slides back down across the hood of the 90, and that's going to take out quite a few people. Mac Daddy, the 751, the 13, the 90, the 84 getting knotted up there as well. Looks like the double nickel able to check up in time. Same thing with the 76 of Jeff Ottinger, able to slow on down. Oh, the 70 Jack Daniels machine of Robert Amaral having a rough ride there as well.
Well, go ahead.
13 of Chris Klein did come over the radio and say, "Hey man, EOL me. That was me."
There's an interesting point of view from Albert Anderson's car. He looked like he was going to get through, and he started slowing down, and then slow motion looked like just Bittner came up and got him. So almost made it through, but did not.
It's the Coca-Cola machine. There's nothing as American as some good old Coke there. Watching here, Albert Anderson. Oh, yeah, just out of nowhere, Josh Bittner coming back up the track. Right in front of Albert. Nowhere to go, but these guys do have 2 fast repairs. Looks like a few guys will make use of it, as well as some, caution pit stops here. As they'll get all re-topped up on fuel and ready to get back out there.
May see some gas and goes here as half the field coming down here. Mark Collins and Robert Amaral both with black flags.
Well, and
That was on pit road or
still
where those
early.
came up.
Still early. If you don't lose a lap due to towing or whatever, you're going to be fine because you can use your fast repair here. So no
Great point.
major issue yet. That just leaves them with only 1 fast repair, and that's dangerous at a track like this.
And it is. It's Derek Welch getting a quick pit stop down there, able to jump his nose back out in front of that 15 of Vince Short. Double O Joe Bennett able to squeeze on through there, get a good pit stop. But once when these guys catch back up to the pace car, we'll go ahead and talk to one of these drivers.
Just a little clarification. The 2 guys that did have a black flag, those were cleared because those were for passing under yellow. We had some cars that were unable to get to pit road, didn't tow in time, so that's the reason for the black flags, and they were subsequently cleared.
As well. While we sit here and pace around here with the pace car, let's go ahead jump into the car of the 15, Mr. Vince Short. Let's go ahead and holler him up here on the radio, part of the Holler Boys racing team. Hey, Vince Short, it's the guys up in the booth. Got a copy, buddy?
I got you.
Man, you're in a good spot at the right time there up at the front, able to squeeze by and not get involved in that first little wreck that we had, but looked like for the most part everyone's been doing pretty good, not really trying to bump push or anything like that, leaving that extra space. I know it got a little tight there, but otherwise I think everyone's kind of all in the same mindset here. 70 laps, a long way yet to go. Let's be a little bit patient here.
Most definitely, yeah. It's a hot track for one, so the cars are going to be a little looser than normal. So that's why I'm trying to allow for that and give a little space here and there and just see where the chips fall.
Well, good luck to you out there. The Track Bar Media Chevrolet looking good out there. I'm sure tires not really too much of a concern for you guys. I sense a lot of fuel-only stops out there. Is that kind of what y'all are feeling?
Yeah, you just kind of pick and choose for the most part fuel. I mean, the only thing you'd probably get tires for is get a little outside, right side bite.
Right.
Well, good luck to you. And since you have a little extra time here, who would you like to give us some shout outs to while you're in the race here?
First off, my wife, Nikki. I mean, she's probably one of our biggest fans. Track Bar Media, my main sponsor, Two Blessings Thrift Store, Holler Boys Racing. Holler Boys Racing TV, Numb Thumbs Racing, Derek, who runs the whole gig, one of the best racing leagues around. And the rest of the guys out here, man, got some good competition. It should be a really good race.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck out there. Things are starting to stack back on up, and hopefully we'll get to see you here again at the end pretty soon.
Fingers crossed, guys. Talk to you later.
Yeah, put him back down with his team, but Vince Short definitely all locked and loaded here this evening.
Appreciate Vince in his service as well. Retired Air Force out of Indiana there.
Oh, definitely. That's your brethren right there.
Yeah, one of my fellow blue card holders from the best branch in the military.
Ooh,
Biased, of course.
Shots fired. I might hear about that one.
We all know the Space Force is better.
Well, and
'Cause
then
they
the
go
other
to
branches
space.
have to figure out how to turn on the computer, so they can watch.
Oh God! Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Well, either way, we're getting ready to head back out there to Green Flag Racing here. We'll be returning on lap 16 here with the one of DW up at the front with the 15 on his outside. Double O Joe having another good restarting spot here. He's going to be on that bottom line right behind Derek Welch in third. You got the 60 Brian Neff still hanging around up here as well. Josh Kelleher finds his way up here in kind of close to the top 5 as the pace car peels on down and out as we get ready to get back up to speed here. Field rounding out through the tri-oval into that Geico restart zone, and away we go once again. Green Flag Racing here from Talladega in this Numb Thumbs Racing League Arca Series race.
Josh Kelleher, one of those guys, up a bunch of positions. He's up 11 so far. So is Tom Barris in the 55. Both these guys in the top 8. Keep an eye on them.
Yeah, they benefited from that crash, I think. And we'll see. We'll see if it holds up. I think there's a little confusion on the radio there.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys that may have passed before the start-finish line. We'll see if we get any black flags and if they'll be cleared or not.
As the 60 of Neff ends up inheriting that outside lane once when the 15 dropped on down to the bottom. The 73 of Josh Kelleher still riding around out there on the outside. Needs to kind of get things tied up. I'm willing to bet the 60 of Brian Neff might be jumping on that radio saying, hey man, come on, just get up on my bumper. You don't need to push me, but let's close this thing up. We got to stay up here towards the front. It's almost some door-to-door action.
The driver of the number 13 Toyota here in the race tonight looks like he has retired from the race. So Chris Klein calling it a night. We'll see him again next week.
Oh, Double O Joe voicing his opinion on the radio about the type of racing that's going on.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a little colorful.
Busy jabbering.
Yeah,
well,
people are maybe a little too aggressive for his taste at this point in the
I
race.
got you. Okay. I'm tracking you now.
dude, it's the
He comes up right behind the 15.
747 and the 84. Josh Bittner going tail to nose here as they both drifted kind of down below that yellow line. I think they're picking up a little too much speed, and they're just kind of trying to get some air, maybe scrub some of it off. As the 60 of Neff, he's going to end up getting split here as the 73 goes out to the far outside lane here. 3 wide here racing at the front as the 60 kind of gets sucked on back. The 15 jumps up to that middle lane here as the 1 leapfrogs over back into first. Ooh, boy, we got ourselves some cooking in that kitchen up there.
I'm telling you, the Lazy Susan's been in full effect, but after the 1 jump down there on the inside line in front of Double O Joe Bennett, Derek Welch is pretty securely holding on to that first place. Here comes Josh Bittner. Looks like he's going to make a pit stop.
Well, that's an interesting play there. The good
Under
thing
three.
this is at Talladega, because if we were at Daytona, this would not stand. They're kind of moving around quite a bit, but we have a pretty wide track here at Talladega, so it's working out at the moment.
And while things are getting fired up down there on the racetrack, we got our fans all fired up out there. Jessica Stubblefield, better late than never. Go ahead, go Stubbs. Glad to have you out here, Jessica. If you're playing the shot game, you have 1 to make up for. But so far, these guys have been racing around pretty clean. Also got Papa Joe Bennett saying, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Go Double O.
My dad used to tell me that. They'd smack me upside my head.
It was from a movie, Breakfast Club. The principal said that to him.
And it's the field starts to catch up to some lap traffic here. The 90 of Daniel Baker, who had to tow after that incident. He's still stuck on the bottom.
No! Derek Welch went right into the back of him.
Oh,
No caution.
That was angry. I heard some screaming.
That's also going to scatter the field. The 69, Larry
There we go.
Dickerson. There's the
Yellow's
yellow
out.
flag. I think it just took him. I think iRacing wasn't going to throw it, and so it had to fall on the race admins there.
There were some other things that happened after that.
Yeah, we saw Slim Bowden also wreck there. I mean, what are the rules of engagement here, guys? If you're a lap car, you don't have to get out of the way. It's the responsibility of the cars coming up behind you to pass you. I mean, yes, it's a common courtesy for lap cars to say, "Hey, I'm going to go high," or "Hey, I'm going to the apron," but that's not. They don't have to do that. Is that correct?
That's
I mean,
my
yes, that
understanding.
is. Man, I don't know how to phrase this without triggering people, but that was a part of the discussion here in kind of like the race control meeting, leading up into practice here tonight. Was, hey, if you're a lap down, just maybe squeeze out of the way. You'll be able to jump on the back end here, as we can see what happened there with the 53 and the 19.
Wide. They were only too wide. Could those lead cars not move up one lane to go around the lap car?
Another problem was the lap car. I think he intended on getting down, but when he's still in a corner, if he would have got down while in the corner, it probably would have shot him up the track.
Yeah,
and caused an incident.
Maybe right.
So I mean, there's two schools of thought there, but whatever happened.
Was the 19 a Larson involved in that secondary?
It looked like it, yes. That it did, but I mean, for the most part, not a heavy amount of damage. I think Bowden was the one who got the worst end of that stick, but everybody coming back down in, getting some pits and whatnot all fixed on up. Looks like 84 Josh Bittner disconnecting here.
Oh.
Because Stubblefield's saying, I'm logged on just to make sure Turner didn't get taken by some UFOs. Carried off by a balloon or something.
Yeah, well, I have some defense mechanisms around the house for those guys. I definitely am very aware that they're out there. Let's just put it that way.
Was the Navy call them the Sea Whiz? You got to close in weapons.
I can't disclose what I have here, but I do have it's a little small defense system that.
There you go.
And I'm very hyper vigilant over these little green creatures and Chinese spy balloons flying over my property.
Well, so just for the record, not that I would ever defend our government, but the most recent ones that have been being quote unquote shot down, those have just been weather balloons launched by us. The problem is NORAD had to turn down their settings so they could actually see them on their radar now. But as just in the US, we send up like 300 a day, picking up all the weather patterns up in the upper atmosphere, and that's not counting the ones all worldwide. So they're trying to figure out a way to get people to call them out and
make them put a transponder on the thing and squawk a certain code, and that way people know this is a weather balloon. It's not,
Y'all are talking about the little shiny objects. That's what they want you to talk about. You're looking at the shiny object here, shiny object here. Oh, wait,
watch what the other hand's doing.
We just blew up the chickens. Oh, wait, there's a train derailment. Oh, look at shiny objects. The Epstein list is coming out. That's what they want us to do. Shiny object, shiny object. Be vigilant. Be aware.
Jeff Ottinger coming down to the pits during the yellow flag. Go ahead there. Adam, you had more to say, I think.
No, I didn't have any more to say.
Okay.
I ran us over.
Well, Russ Endicott kind of sitting on the other side of the fence as far as lap cars go. He says, lap traffic doing that is horrible. Get out of the way. Why be an issue in the race? Hey, man, I'm of the school of thought that he's racing too. Yeah, he was by himself. Yeah, he didn't have anybody drafting with him. Yeah, he was going 20 miles an hour slower, but hey, that pack of cars had plenty of room. They could have went around him if they really wanted to, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I just
I
see it a
think
little different.
here's another thought. What I think is those guys are coming up really fast, and it's hard to judge when you're looking in the rear view, and you don't want to come down while you're in the corner because it's going to upset your car. And maybe
Yeah.
he was waiting until he hit that straight to come down. I'm not.
Which
Maybe so.
to me, that's kind of what it looked like. It looked like he was going to try to drift down, but they were just coming out of the corner there. But you know, we like to give benefit of the doubt there. Just a little
I'm all for fights.
miscommunications.
I mean, if we're going to throw down, let's throw down. There's only 2 races left after this one. Let's get the party started.
Oh my goodness, that indeed is. We get things all lined back on up here, about 10 laps away from the halfway point in this race here this evening, 60 and the 15. Gonna get things started up front here once again. Everybody getting all locked on in.
Yeah, Russ, there's tracking stations all over, especially on the West Coast there. Kwajalein is where we track our Glory Shot test missiles that go into Kwajalein Atoll.
Ooh, that sounded interesting. Glory shot, huh? Cool.
That's what they call it. It's like an
Alrighty.
ICBM test launches. Do a couple of them a year. Minuteman is old, but still works.
As the field gets back on up here to speed as the 60 of Brian Neff leads this field off down and across the line. He's got some help there in that 747 of Albert Anderson. Driving the Coca-Cola machine here this evening. Looking mighty good with the... Are those the polar bears on his car? Or igloos or something?
I think, are you talking about Albert?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the polar bears on there.
Yeah, he's got the Coke bears, man. Those are the
yeah.
ones they show at Christmas time. They're so cute and cuddly until they murder your entire family walking along the Antarctic. If you're up there,
Well, wrong. It's Arctic.
Arctic.
Not
Antarctic.
Antarctic. Antarctic
everywhere.
is the penguins.
The Antarctic. That's where they got the hole where all the aliens are.
Yeah, that's where Kurt Russell and them guys were attacked by the shape-shifting alien.
Oh, Jeff Ottinger's down.
Again. I don't know what Jeff's got going on. He might be getting damage repaired. Oh, he had a black flag.
Is that right?
Yep, he had a black flag again. I don't know what that was for. I think it was a black flag that he got earlier, but had to serve it under green. It wouldn't let him serve it under yellow, so coming back down again to try to get that thing cleared. So he may be the next lap car that's going extra slow out there that these guys are going to have to dodge. We'll see here shortly.
And 19 Cole Larson locked in behind the ones bumper here as the 60 almost gets shuffled out of lane here up at the front, but thankfully room was being left. The 15's going to take that room and run with it here, jumping on down low. Oh, Double O Joe, as we're going to have ourselves another big wreck.
Lotus secondary too. Amaral involved.
Hooked into that as well.
Wow. Oh, man.
Albert Anderson's had a rough week, boys.
Yeah, he has.
And talk about having a rough week. Talk about a rough season, that 70 for Robert Amaral. No matter what he does, he seems to be involved in something.
Did Double O Joe get turned or?
Yes, 60. Turned him.
Oh, okay.
It's got bumpers misaligned. Yep.
I'm sure
the mayhem
to dump them, but looks like that's what ended up happening there. I have to see it from another angle.
I gotta kind of have to continue, this one I think started actually as the 15 dropped down low in front of the 60. I think Double O Joe wanted to follow him in, got the clear call for just a split second, I got a feeling, and went for it, and unfortunately the 60 ended up closing that gap, and causes a whole mound of mayhem. There's the, you saw there,
so
747
of
of
60.
Albert Anderson. getting all turned around. Looks like Mac Daddy up on the outside. Oh, hard impact into the outside wall. 751 for a ride. Double Nickel went for a ride there as well. 92 at Stubfield, though. Stub Nation will be happy, able to avoid all the chaos and calamity.
I'm glad
Albert
you
had the toe.
Alan, I'm glad you had a great angle on the replay there so we could go back and see what really happened there. Yeah, Double O Joe just moving down, and that hole that was there was no more.
And
what you can do about that short delay, on your spotter.
Oh, yeah, we talk about it as much as we can. iRacing is the most realistic and one of the best sims out there, but there's only so much a computer can do, and a computer can't tell you, hey, the guy on the bottom side, he's getting a run on you while that window is clear. So unfortunately, reaching kind of the limits of AI technology here tonight, but these guys still doing, they're doing all right with it. Vince Short staying on out, everybody else coming on down and in, hitting their pit boxes down there, but also goes to show you gotta go watch the full story. You can't just watch the instance that something happens and go off from there. You got to see the full picture.
Albert Anderson with a meatball flag, mandatory damage repair required for the 747.
Yeah, he had to tow, so might be there for a minute. Yeah, that's a good point, Brown, and that's why we try to be fair about watching these things and dissecting them as they're going at it on the radio. So this is going to be fun, guys. I feel fights. I feel hatred in the air. This is amazing.
A great race here so far. And Kathy joining us out there, one of Albertson's family and main supporters out here, saying, wow, hang in there, Albert. I think she just witnessed the accident that we just saw. Larry Dickerson, that 69 machine. It's like he's sitting about 8th place here. I don't know where I was going with that. He started in 9th place, currently 8th.
As the field kind of gets all reshuffled around here.
What a race for Tom Barish here so far. Started back in 18th place, currently being scored in 5th position. He'll restart here a couple rows back from the leader.
Yeah, Double Nickel. He was involved in this last one, but was able to drive around, get to his pit stop without too much of an issue.
Boys, what y'all think, man? I mean, we're almost to halfway. We'll be there in about, 6 laps or so?
People are running out of fast repairs, so
yeah,
maybe a race of attrition here.
Here we go with some guys maybe coming down to cram some more fuel down.
You hadn't seen the end of these crashes.
No.
I think we know this just by, I don't know how many races we've done here at Dega. Dozens.
Quite a few. Yeah, easily dozen.
And usually the guy leading in Talladega is not the guy winning the thing if he's leading out of 4. So
absolutely right. As we take a look at the current playoff standings here for this second round, Dickerson, Short, and Welch secured up there pretty good up at the top. The green line is your cutoff line right now. We got 3 drivers sitting right below it here, your top 12 just above it. One of those drivers being Robert Amaral, trying to sneak his way on through. Those drivers in the red down at the bottom have already been eliminated here, but these guys trying to race. But not to mention those guys that are down there in the red, they pick up a win, they could find themselves back up here in 12th. I think that's something they're instituting, trying to keep people's interest alive, that, hey, if you were a playoff driver starting this thing off, which basically everybody was, it was a massive 24 something car thing. If you pick up a win, there's a possibility that you could steal that last spot away from whoever's sitting there in 12th. So these guys, they're racing for something.
Well, that's a cool way to keep driver participation going and everything. And I mean, we got a couple races left here, but still only 18 drivers tonight. I was hoping for a few more, but the Arca series is still growing.
Yeah, I mean, plus we're trying to compete against, NASCAR's truck series here tonight.
Oh, is there a truck race on tonight?
Oh yeah, Daytona.
I'll see you guys later. I got something to do. No, I'm just kidding.
These guys are doing
Man,
probably just as good as the trucks.
I mean,
This is more exciting, I bet.
I don't know. Those trucks are pretty fun to watch. But either way, we got things all lined back up here, ready to go back to green flag racing here with the 15 out in front, the one machine out to the outside, and away we go. Green flag racing here, about 5 laps away from that midway point. The double nickel getting back up to the one's back bumper. Same thing with the 60, trying to get that top side all worked up, back up to speed. 73 Josh Keller trying to fill in the gap behind the 19 here, able to do so as well as these guys trundle around down through turns 1 and 2. Looks like, oh man, going far outside goes the 19. He's trying to maybe pick up a few spots on the far outside
wide
lane. Oh, still 3 wide.
Double O Joe was driving with a vengeance there.
We were 4 wide there for a split second.
These guys keeping their heads on their toes here this evening, trying to pick up every spot that they can. A little bit of a wiggle down there on the bottom side with the 19, trying to help that 15 on around, putting that bumper to him just a little bit, just enough to keep that run going. It's Double O Joe with a run coming up around the outside lane. However, once when he hits that air by himself, man, it just absolutely stops that car dead in its tracks. Now coming back down the back straightaway, though, he's picking up a little bit of extra steam, trying to side draft as much as he can off of that one in the 55.
It's exciting, boys. We're almost halfway through Yahtzee.
Cole Larson in the 19 machine. Have a race, why don't you? Up 10 spots. Currently fighting for that second position with Derek Welch in the 1 machine. Tom Barish up 14, currently fighting for 4th. Well, he's actually fighting for a podium right now on the outside line.
As here comes that double.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. God. Almost getting into it there with the double nickel of Tom Barish. Looked like Tom Barish might have wanted to jump up to the outside to help out that double O, just maybe making that move a little too late. Almost having calamity here is Albert Anderson. He's racing angry now. He's got the 747 machine humming along, trying to get his lap back the hard way here. He's actually 2 laps down after having to tow by the looks of it, and he's trying to scoot his way up to the front. How about that? That would be a little bit of something there for the 747 if he could get his lap back by one of those lap backs by jumping up out in front here. And then somehow, if the field catches on around back to the 76 of Jeff Ottinger, able to maybe get the lucky dog. So a little 2-for-1 special in the window here.
Yeah, he's on the right track. If he stays where he's at with these lead lap cars, he's going to continue to move forward. Yeah, that's the hang up right there. Jeff Ottinger is 1 lap down, so he's going to be the lucky dog if he's not involved in the next incident, should we have one. But that's what Albert needs. He needs a couple of cautions before he can even get back on the lead lap. He's also fighting with Robert Amaral for that. Well, they're the only 2 guys that are 2 laps down, so they're only fighting each other for position right now.
And Amaral was kind of stuck down in the pits for a little while there, so he's not inside this main pack. He's about halfway around the track from these guys. So,
there you go.
Still having some work to do here tonight as the field rounds out of turns 1 and 2. Back down the back straightaway here, approaching halfway in just a lap. The 15 of Short with the 1 of Welch to his outside. 19 of Larson, 55 of Tom Barish all up here at the front. You have 747 of Albert Anderson, not on the lead lap, but racing up with the main group. 00 Joe Bennett and the 73 Josh Kelleher up here as well as they come back down and across the line here, side by side. Green flag racing. We're going to take a quick step away here for some station identification and say a big thank you to our sponsors. But when we come back, we'll return with some fantastic racing action to close this race off. As we return to the action out here at Talladega in this Numb Thumbs Racing League Arca Series. Oh, going 3 wide here. The 15 getting just out of position. Looks like the 19 is going to check up just a little bit. The outside lane being led by the one of Derek Welsh, getting a little bit of a run, but not enough of one to drop on down in front of them. 73 Josh Keller doing some kind of bodyguard work there, shoving his car around. Excuse me, not truck. So used to broadcasting trucks here.
We do a lot of it.
But
Edith Anderson joining us over there on the YouTube. All the Andersons behind Albert tonight. Go ahead there, Alan.
No, I'm done.
All right, Adam, you go.
Done. I'm not done. I want to talk about the shiny object still. But
okay.
Really, the racing up front's getting...
It's great, man.
It's getting hot. So
We got 10 cars all smashed together right here. Running too wide here. This is some great action up here in the front.
And I think there's a few of them that are mad at each other, so that makes it even more fun.
Awesome.
We'll get to see who's mad at who here near the end of this thing.
Indeed, as we take a ride around here with the 53 of Slim, James Bowden, right tucked in behind the 69, Larry Dickerson, up here inside that top 10. Remember that the red Coca-Cola car in that 747 of Albert Anderson is not for position up there, but he is still racing hard and harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter, I should say. As these guys continue to trundle on along. Outside lane, losing a little momentum here. As maybe people trying to pick up some air, trying to cool those engines down.
Yeah, they'll make it back up as they come around the track here, especially on the Alabama Gang super backstretch here. So you can see them starting to regain some of that lost momentum as they head into turns 3 and 4.
Side by side they go, approaching 25 laps to go here. They are still one pit stop away. It'd be interesting to see when they do come on down for pretty much everybody in the field except for Vince Short. They all came on down last lap 27 here, Mr. English. What do you think they're going to be thinking about coming on down here once again? Because if they go, because I think these guys get about 30 laps of fuel, which means they'll have to pit on lap, trying to do my math here. What is that, 57?
Yeah, probably about 57 or so. But Vince, as you mentioned, Vince Short, of course, 6 laps shorter than that on fuel. So we're going to see him come in here in about another 6 or 7 laps. I imagine he's probably hoping these guys get a yellow here as he moves up in front of Derek Welch in the one machine to try to block that outside line's momentum, but he's about to lose the inside line to the 19. Let's see what he does here. They probably both can move down.
That's what I don't know what he was doing there, but besides trying to control both lanes with one car.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what he was doing, I believe. Well, look at the one. The one's got a teammate right behind him. The one can drop down in front of the 15 right now if he really wanted to, but it looks like he's sticking with the outside line here. They've got a lot of help out there.
Who's that riding on the shoulder? That's Chris Klein. He's back. He's still putting in the man hours out there, fighting through that car, 31 laps down and still fighting. So good on him.
Absolutely. He's got the opportunity to maybe pick up an attrition position or two.
At least one.
Yeah, there's only a couple of guys that he can really pass, Josh Bittner being one of them. But eventually it's going to be mathematically impossible for Chris Klein to pick up any more spots. I'm sure he's keeping an eye on that. Well, guys, what an amazing season this has been for Numb Thumbs Gaming Numb Thumbs Gaming and Numb Thumbs Racing League. But this Arca series has been great, man. I've really enjoyed watching it. I know we've raced Arca together, us three on a team, in fact. And the Arca cars, they take a little bit of getting used to, but they grow on you, and they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, and if you like what you see, hit the like, subscribe, share button, all that, so we get rid of that Zuckerberg clown.
Must smash all the buttons.
Mash them all, and then check out trackdogsracing.com or trackdogs.net, and you can get some gear from your driver here, one of your favorite drivers, or some Numb Thumbs gear itself, or AAA gear.
Yeah.
Pretty cool products over there.
Mash all those buttons because, we appreciate y'all watching us tonight. We know there's a lot of other programs on the television that you could be watching right now, but you're not. We sure appreciate y'all sticking with us.
Yeah, there's so many programs. Do you have your TV guide out? Do you have that English? Do you get that in the mail every week?
No, not anymore.
That's where all your programs, you can kind of read about them.
You can bust out the highlighter and dog ear the corners of the pages.
Set timers for when your favorite program is going to come on. Yeah.
I set my VCR to record my favorite programs.
Yes.
We're still. What are we? We're too wide. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows deep here at the head of this thing, and Vince Short's trying to make that 15 car, 15 foot wide here.
Yeah, he's been working both lines as much as he can as the one picks up another run here on that far outside lane with some of that help from the double nickel of Tom Barish, still riding around up here at the very front. 22 laps left here remaining, still once again one pit stop away, and starting to look like we might get to see ourselves some green flag pit stops.
That'll just bring a whole new dynamic to this race. Something we hadn't seen yet. It'll be interesting if anybody's going to play the game with the short pitting and who's going to pit with who, and kind of when they start getting these green flag pit stops, you kind of get to see how people are playing their strategy. So it's fun for us watching anyway. I mean, let's pump it up. English, you had too hard a day at work, brewing all that beer.
Man, I'm just catching up on everything that's going on here on Facebook and.
Okay, cleaning up the FaceTime page. That's cool.
Yeah. Make sure we still got our viewers out there in YouTube land watching.
I would hope so. I hope nobody left us.
Man. No.
I hope nobody hits the thumbs down.
21 folks watching right here tonight. We do have 9 thumbs up.
Oh.
Use a few more of those if we've got 21 folks watching.
Yeah.
It's a little challenge for you.
And we can see who didn't hit the thumbs up, so we may have to come after you. I know, but we just can make it up. And
we got to say that. Oh, okay.
And we lie to them. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Good story,
Yeah. We wouldn't do that to y'all.
Well, one thing's for sure, as we narrow in on the last part of this race, we talk about it all the time, Turner. What's about to ramp up? The aggression.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Especially when we get to about, I don't know, less than 10 to go. Probably more like, 5 or 8 to go.
Right.
We're going to see some higher risk moves, I think, and some 3-wide action.
I think Vince Short should be, if your calculations are correct, should be having to come down very quickly.
He's going to be coming down soon, I think. I think he's just holding out, waiting for and just hoping against hope that he gets. Oh, the 73 contact with the 00. They go down to the apron. 73 sliding through the grass here.
And thankfully, he's
It's
able
still
to
green.
he's able to avoid going down into pit road. So he's going to avoid the penalty here. He's going to try to get back to the track. Problem is, he's now headed towards the. Oh, that's going to be an unsafe pit entry for the 73 machine.
Yeah, the trucks went 3 wide at Daytona. Didn't work out for them. Wow.
Just goes to show these guys on iRacing are just as good, if not maybe even better than those real life guys.
Sometimes, yeah.
Kelleher has yet to get a black flag. That might be something he gets once he parks.
All right, we got some pitters. Everybody's coming. A lot of takers down here.
And 55 bearish, one of DW. The 15 is Short. Short's going to launch it on in there, picking up a few extra spots as the
Vince Short, black flag.
Oh, just a little too hot, apparently, as the Kershuffle heads on down into pit road. Looks like Adamson, he's going to stay on out there. He's going to be working with the 70 of Robert Amaral a little bit here. Maybe not hearing the call out as the 60 of Brian Neff misses his pit box. Oh, that's going to cost him here.
Talk about costly. The 15 of Vince Short. What a dominant driver out here every week. Just could not stay under the speed limit entering. Green flag. Speeding in the pit penalty is going to be extremely costly.
It's the 55, Tom Barish, not making any mistakes down there on pit road. He's going to launch himself up here kind of towards the front. Looks like Chris Klein going to be rejoining the action out there on track. I wonder, because he was in pit lane there for quite a while, if he had some issues there, but able to reconnect. Mike Adamson now down onto pit road here as 00 Joe starts to work with the 60 of Brian Neff, who sadly he made a mistake there, missed his pit box a couple of times. 53 is Slim James Bowden working with those 3 guys. We got kind of ourselves a little bit of a split. We do have Mark Collins working with Stubbs, Larson, and Dickerson, trying to catch up to DW here, and they are putting in the work. He is out there on his lonesome. As the double nickel, he's going to end up getting back around Mike Adamson, and Adamson's not going to be in the draft. Man, this is going to be interesting with 16 laps to go. Barish will be caught up, but will he be caught up in time for these rest of these guys like Welch, Collins, Stubbs to really put the screws to him here as they all start to work together? 751 trying to stay inside this group's draft. Looks like the 92 of Stubblefield's going to try to help him pick up the pace and stay with these guys here. So they all line up behind that number 1 Numb Thumbs racing machine here as the 55 Tom Barish enjoys a 3-second lead, but it will be short-lived here. He does have some help here with that 13 of Chris Klein slowly creeping up on his bumper. However, those two would have to be doing the most the most fastest pushing I've ever seen.
Most fastest, yeah. They'd have to be doing something supernatural there to stay ahead of the rest of these guys running them down. I think it's great that these guys kind of adopted each other there. Mike Adamson got picked up by these guys, even though he was going so much slower. And man alive, I love seeing these guys get picked up, and we're getting grouped back up. We had some green flag pit stops that spread the field out, but hey, this is plate track racing. Everybody's going to get grouped back up eventually.
As you can see here out the back window of that 13 of Chris Klein, Chris Klein's going to just dive right on down to the apron. He doesn't want to be another statistic on number 1 DW's watch board here, as he now falls out of the draft as the field kind of loops their way around that 55 of Tom Barish. Looks like the 19, he's going to stall out a little bit on that far outside lane. Josh Kelleher looks like he's going to be coming back down into the pits here. Is probably serving that penalty if he got one. And DW gets control of the race here once again up at the front. Mark Collins, Smack Daddy, sitting right there as well. Tom Barish still hanging on strong. You got Cole Larson, Stubblefield there as well, all up inside this top 5 with 13 laps to go. But don't you doubt it for 1 second, though, all the way back to 7th with the 69 of Larry Dickerson. Each and every single one of these drivers still has a shot.
Oh, that's a fact. If you're in the front pack near the end of this thing, you got a shot. So just keep plugging away as we're clicking down these laps.
Even Brian Neff in the 60 with Double O Joe and Slim. James Bowden heading on up, trying to come on in.
Oh, check out Neff on the outside here. Double O Joe pulling close behind, trying to go around Larson here. Looks like Double O is going to stall out. Slim Bowden in that Dodge, not able to get. Well, now it looks like he's pushing Double O.
Now we got lap traffic in the way as well. So,
ooh, that's a 15 of Vince Short. What's he gonna do here as they enter into turns 3 and 4? Still 3 wide racing though, right in behind him. Oh, this is gonna get close. Oh my goodness. Now he's able to tail off down onto the apron there, causing a big check up there. The one of DW using that brake this time around, able to safely navigate that situation. But that's going to allow Double O Joe Bennett on that from that far outside lane get control here.
I know Papa Joe'd love to see Double O pick up a win here tonight. Early yet, though, boys.
He also says
and
thumbs
to go.
up. He gave us a thumbs up, so we got another one.
76 big ass fans machine of Jeff Ottinger out there getting lapped here once again. Vince Short though getting back around him, so Vince is going to be in that lucky dog position battling with that 76, but it looks like the 76 misses out on catching the draft, so he's going to try to make his way back on up. But right now, if something happens, the 15 is going to get his lap back out here. DPRA says, can I announce races?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't know. We don't know who.
Go ahead.
We don't know who you are.
I mean, are you offering to fill in? Because, every now and then we have somewhere to be. Need to fill in every now and then. But yeah, you can. So many people get into it. We got into it by just getting some free streaming software. And, we were in the league that we were announcing for when we started out. That's a good way to start out. If you're in a league, offer to maybe broadcast a race or two just for fun, just for free. Some free software. That's how you get into it right there. Step number 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Make sure you have a powerful computer that can launch a space shuttle. That's step 2. You got to have a good computer.
Yep, that is
true. Other than that, the sky's the limit. Look at us. We're stars.
I mean,
but we do have fun doing it.
We're dwarf planets at best, but we'll take it.
Yeah. We'll take it. It's
quasar.
I
want to be a quasar.
Is that the one that kills everything?
Yeah. That giant gamma radiation ray.
We had a Quasar 25-inch cabinet TV when I was a kid.
Oh, those were good. Those were solid.
Oh, they made all kinds of. When you turn it on, it made some kind of weird noise like. Psh.
Ooh. Well, we would only get to have RCA, made in America.
I remember those ones, RCA.
Those days are over.
You had the VHF and the UHF knob.
Yes, double knobs.
Nobody knows how to work those things anymore.
And a turntable attached to it as well.
To the TV?
Yeah, in the cabinet.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you didn't have the fancy
We
one.
had the
with
all-in-one.
turntable?
No, we had a cabinet TV and we had a cabinet stereo. They sat on opposite sides of the living room.
Yeah.
We had the 8-track player, a turntable, and a tuner on the cabinet stereo.
We had a reel-to-reel as well. Those were classic.
Oh my lord!
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh, we're coming down to the end of this thing.
As 7 laps remain, the 60 of Brian Neff in the lead, the 1 of DW on the outside lane. Double O Joe pushing the 60 as much as he can with the 23 of Mark Collins trying to push the 1 here. Back up here to the front, still got Bowden, 55 of Barish, 19 of Larson, 92 of Stubbs, 69 of Dickerson, and the 751 of Mike Adamson, all vying for the win here this evening as the field rounds out through turns 3 and 4. The shuffle in full effect here. Everybody trying to pick and choose their lanes as they're trying to get set up for the final 5 laps here, and they don't want to get locked in on a poor decision.
All right, guys, I'm going to ask the question I asked last time we were at one of these races. Who's your horse right now? If you had to pick a place to be in the field, where would you be? And do you think that guy has a chance? I'm with Larry Dickerson right here, leading this kind of secondary pack that's still kind of attached to the front. I think he's in a good spot because we know we're going to see some action towards the front here. I like where he's sitting.
Well, I personally like where Mike Adamson's sitting.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit further back, so all that mayhem could
Yeah, it's pretty far
unfurl
back.
in front of him. Oh, he's within grasp. Let's put it that way.
Riding around there with the silent assassin. Well, I'm going to kind of be along the same lines as you guys. I'm going to pick the double nickel, though, up here in 6 on the outside lane. He's far enough up where he can see what's going on between the first couple of guys. However, this is, he's got a pretty good look at it. If he wants to jump up to the outside, he was helping out that 15 of Vincent Short there earlier on in this race. So I wouldn't doubt if Vince doesn't look like he's going to get his spot back, he would probably jump up there with a 55, maybe help him out, try to get a win.
So nobody's picking, the front 3 or 4 cars. That's
No.
what I'm getting.
No, without a doubt. No.
You think
no
that's
way.
where the problem's going to be? Okay.
It's got to be. And somebody hates somebody up there, so just remember that. Somebody's got some hate in their heart up
Oh,
there.
I'm sure. Albert Anderson's saying, I'm really starting to not like restrictor plate racing. We know that's bull. You just had some bad luck here lately, Albert.
Yeah.
We know you love Dega. We love watching you race here at Dega. John Duvall says, from 8 tracks to what we're seeing tonight, quite an incredible transition.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. The technology's just
What's-
been insane.
What's even more incredible is English and I lived through it all. We're here. We were the ones. We were the remote control back in the day. You get hit over the head with an actual newspaper. Hey, change the channel.
Hey,
boy.
channel 12. And
Yeah.
then me and my brother would race to see who could type it in first,
Yeah.
We had a push button. We didn't have the knobs. We had the push button. It was one of the first
Ooh, that's
push
fancy.
button channel things. Yeah, you hit 1, 2 for 12.
Man.
Well, you always
And
got
the guy
to
said,
remember your gaming station was on channel 3. You got to remember that.
Well, that's true.
Oh, yeah,
The
that's
snow
true.
channel. Hey, went to the
It-
snow channel to put the
Yeah, the-
Atari on.
you had the flat cable 2-conductor antenna wire.
Yep.
That's true.
Russ Endicott says he's going to take the leader on the outside line, turn 4 exit. That's where your move is at. Jessica Stubblefield says, I'm fixing to get wild these last few laps.
He,
She said it's fixing to get wild. I don't think.
Oh,
I
I
think
thought she
she's
said, I'm
getting.
fixing.
well,
I mean, she
might
be.
get she
Oh,
might get a
yeah.
little wild here as the field rounds out of the tri-oval down across the line. 2 laps remaining. Just remember that if the field takes the white flag, there will be no more cautions. We will not have a green-white checker here. We got the 60 and the 1 guiding 2 lanes on around here. Still got just a good chunk of people out here as the 60 tries to go up to the 1 and block, but the 1's going to slip on
Oh,
down to the
wow.
outside. Oh, man, talk about a brutal mistake there from the 60. He's going to end up losing a lot of spots here.
Neff is going to lose at least 8 spots right there because of that. Incredible.
Well, he's not out of it, so.
No.
He is not, as the 70 of Robert Amaral rides around down there on the apron, just trying to stay out of everybody's way as the 53 and the 00 go side by side, down and across the line. The 53 ahead by a nose on the outside lane as the white flag waves as the field trundles through turns
Dickerson.
1 and 2.
Dickerson in the middle, 3 wide between the 92 and the 55, trying to use a turbo tunnel type situation. Oh, contact, big wreck.
Contact up at the front, taking out a ton of people, but it's people who made it clear. It's the 92, the 60, and the 69, as well as the 19. 3 wide going down into turns 3 and 4. Again, no more cautions as the white flag had been waved.
Oh, this is a battle now.
Coming back down across the lane, still 3 wide. The 60 on the bottom side with a big run, big push there from the 19 of Larson. Gets a little loose. Larson goes up into the middle, gets into the 92. Oh my goodness. The 60 of Brian Neff literally goes 0 to hero there on that final lap. Dickerson just surviving, hanging on to a top 3 spot. Same thing with the 19 of Cole Larson with the bold move, cutting back up across the track there to finish this race.
Well,
Feelings will be hurt on that one.
My pick didn't get the win, but he got the 2nd place. We figured we'd have some kind of late race mix-up like this.
As we rewind this to kind of see what happened here up at the front with 00 Joe in the 53. Oh, I think just a little too much of a push there from the 1 to the 53 gets him just a little loose. And shoots him back down across the track. Oh, into the 00. The 19 with some great wreck avoidance there. The 23, the 55, all getting all tied up into it here. But the 60, man, talk about we were giving him heck because
we were dogging him
because he went up to block and it really cost him here. But in the end, it probably ended up being the move of the race as he slides his way on up. There were still 2 wide coming out of turn number 4. The 69 of Dickerson looking out wide as the 60 drops down to the apron here, trying to get as much run as he can. The 19 gets a little bump from the 92. Oh, Stubbs doing all he could to stay up there, trying to get onto this podium, but just short.
I told you Neff wasn't done.
You were right, man. When I saw him move up and lose all them spots, I thought, damn, he might even lose the draft. And then look at this. He's sitting, first place here at the end of this deal. In a matter of a lap and a half.
Yep, unpredictable here. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff indeed. Goodness gracious. Well, we're gonna wait here for a quick second for our podium drivers to join us in the chat. We got to say a big thank you to JP Designs and 3D Prints on board here this entire season, along with Davidson Builders. We thank you guys so much. And of course, big thank you to AdminBoxx there as well. As we do now have people jumping on up in there into the podium. So let's go ahead and start talking to some of these drivers. Let's get things started off with tonight's 3rd place finisher, and that will be the 19 of Cole Larson, doing a little bit of shake, a little bit of bake there, coming back down across the line, Cole, and you found yourself up here on a podium to finish this thing off.
Yeah, coming to the end, I just had to do some type of move to try to get me into a podium spot, but I tried my best at the end, and it worked out.
Well, that Toyota Camry was fast all night. Talk a little bit about avoidance of wrecks here, because that's pretty much the name of the game here at these plate tracks. And where is your favorite place to ride? Like, especially in the early laps, when we see guys clicking off laps. Do you like to be in back of the lead pack? Do you like to be a leader of the secondary pack? Where do you like to ride when you're just out there just trying to make miles?
Usually I like to ride like in the back, but today so I just was up front because I just was riding up front because that's like I don't know. I was just riding up front. Usually I like to ride in the back because I like to because there's usually a lot of wrecks usually, so I usually ride in the back. But today for some reason I just ran up front and it worked out.
Did work out. You got a podium, third place finish. Good job. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Just DSR for giving me this opportunity to be on the team and just awesome race. Loved it.
Well, awesome job out there tonight, Cole. Congratulations on the third place finish here this evening. No, this season's coming to a close. We'll see you guys back out here in action once again at Martinsville. So good luck for that one, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good day. Well, night now.
Oh, don't worry, Cole. We get that one confused too, whether it's
We
day or
got you,
night.
bud.
But we'll head on up the podium here to tonight's second place finisher, able to avoid that last lap scrum is the 69 of Larry Dickerson, up 7 spots on the day here. Larry, a good solid finish up there in second place, and it looked to be pretty hectic out there tonight.
Yeah, it was a little rough at the beginning. I unfortunately had to use a fast repair for that lap 14 rig, but I kind of felt comfortable on the point still, so my strategy tonight was just to come in and get a solid finish, mainly finish the race because me and restrictor plates have a really bad love-hate relationship, and to be able to come out in one piece and get second feels like a win.
Well, damn, son, you did a damn good job. I'll say this. You were my pick when we had, what was it, 4 or 5 to go. We were kind of trying to pick through the field and see who we thought would be in the best spot. I thought you were in the best spot, to pick up a win if something happened near the front. I was pretty close with that estimation there, but the LA Construction Chevrolet, you were strong all night. It wasn't just luck. It didn't just fall into your lap. You kept your nerves about you and kept your white knuckles on the wheel and did a pretty good job wheeling that car tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. With restrict plates, you got to have a little bit of luck, but it's also knowing which line to go in, where's the momentum going to carry you. And like I said, I wanted to hang in the back just to make sure in case we got a green-white checker at the end, I had some fast repairs in case I got caught up in some late race wrecks, And then at the end, with 2 to go, I decided, they were kind of being pretty calm and a lot calmer than I expected. So on the last lap, I figured, I'm going to be in on the next round going into round of 12. So I've been hanging back all night. I didn't want to show my hand early. That's another reason I stayed in the back. And they opened up the middle, and I got lucky enough that they didn't block me and stall my momentum out. Because I was prepared for somebody to come down there and see the run I had and try to block it. But the gap opened up when the wreck happened, and I got through it, and I got a good finish. I'll take top 3. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since I got to talk to y'all, so it's good to get to talk to y'all again.
Yes, sir. Great job. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to Derek and the admins for putting this series on. It's a blast running this. I know I've kind of ruffled a couple people's feathers here lately, and it's the way I drive. I know I'm very aggressive. I get irritating sometimes. I don't try to be, but that's just my driving style, and it works for me. So shout out to Derek and all the admins putting this league on. Again, y'all are second to none in broadcasts. I enjoy every broadcast y'all do. Even when I'm not running a series, I try to get up there and talk to y'all in the live chat when I can. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the league sponsors. And then, of course, my sponsors, LA Construction, JP Designs, and again, Angel Masuna Foundation. Any way you can help that organization out, do what you can to help out. You'll be doing that organization and those people a great deed by helping them out. And shout out to my wife, so I don't get put in the doghouse.
Always a good call there.
Good
buddy.
Yeah,
call.
I'm glad. I'm
Good
glad I
call.
called it last second. She poked her head around the corner last second. I was about to forget.
Well, either way, man, congratulations. A good second place finish here tonight. Heading to Martinsville next week, and we'll be sure to catch you back out here in action as the season comes to a close. Good luck there, buddy.
All right, guys. Catch y'all later.
As we move up to tonight's race winner, it's going to be the number 60 of Brian Neff. And Brian, I know two of us are going to have to owe you a little apology here. One of us had faith in you still, but we were dogging you a little bit because that move sliding up the track, trying to get that second lane blocked up and getting shuffled towards the rear. But that's what ended up kind of saving your life a little bit here, finding yourself a little hole and fought your way back up and pick up the big time win here tonight.
Hello. You hear me?
Yep. You got us?
Yep, we got
Yeah, I pulled out to try and get in that second lane, and I let it go a little high, and they went by me. But I just want to shout out Bennett for pushing me back up to the main pack there with like 10 to go. We worked really well together to catch back up after that pit stop.
Well, we almost counted you out here as you went up the track and lost a bunch of positions there late. But Adam's little moniker there, you can go from champ to chump and chump to champ here. Brian, you did one heck of a job just sticking with it there and taking the win here tonight. A little bit different story next week. We're going to Martinsville on the short track and then the 1.5 miles to close out the year. How are you preparing for the next couple of races?
Martinsville's. I'm a short track guy, so I'm looking forward to Martinsville. I'm not very good on the intermediate track, so the last race of the year might be a little rough on me. I just hope to finish well. But if I can keep it clean in Martinsville, I should be up front.
Well, you finished well tonight, and I called it, actually, by the way, so I had faith in you. Good job tonight, and who would you like to give some thank yous to?
Like I said, I just, like to thank Bennett because if he wouldn't pushed as well as he did, we'd have never caught the pack. So without that little shove, I would have finished 13th. So I'd like to thank Win Dixie and all my buddies that helped me practice. And like I said, this isn't my forte, so I'll take it. I was a little concerned about being pushed below the yellow line there at the end. I tried to keep it at least straddled, but everything went crazy. So it was a good race, good finish. Anytime you can screw up and come back and win one, it's always a good finish.
Yes, sirree, indeed. Especially a good finish where you pick up the big W. Congratulations here, Brian, bringing that 60 machine home into victory lane. We look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action in Martinsville next week, man. Good luck and good job.
All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate all you do. Enjoy watching the videos. That's what I'm going to spend my next hour doing. So thanks a lot.
Great win, man.
All right, thanks.
And with that brings the interviews up to a close. And boys, as always, we've never seen a not exciting finish here at Talladega.
Well, you ain't kidding, man. Every one of them is a little bit different. They're like snowflakes, Every one of them's a little bit different, but you're going to get an exciting end to your race here whenever we come to Daytona or Talladega, but especially here at Talladega.
Yeah, you expect something to happen, you just don't know exactly what form.
You don't know how it's going to turn out.
And this one was different than many we've seen before, so it was fun. Great ending, good race all together.
No, excuse me. Yes, indeed. As we take a look at tonight's finishing order here, with that 60 of Brian Neff finishing on the top step of that podium, the 69 Larry Dickerson tried and fought and he found himself onto a second place finish. Same thing here with that 19 of Cole Larson trickling on through that final lap wreck on the backstretch and able to find himself up onto a podium. The 92, Timothy Stubblefield, he was up there as well, fighting for the race win, just coming up a little bit short of that podium, though. A good, solid fourth place finish for him. 751, Mike Adamson, gonna round out your top 5 here this evening. Double O Joe had a little bit of a rough finish there, but able to hang on for a top 10 6th place finish. The 55, Tom Barish in the double nickel, man. He tried as well, just a little short, getting caught up there, finishing in 7th. The one of Mr. Bogus himself, DW, having some issues there, finishing in 8th. James Bowden Slim in the 53 machine. It's going to finish here in 9th with Mac Daddy Mark Collins rounding out your final top 10.
Yeah, the 15 of Vincent Short finishing in 11th place after starting outside row number 2. Fell a few spots, not where he wanted to finish tonight, but could have been worse. Jeff Ottinger in the 76 will finish in 12th position. 13th will go to Josh Kelleher in that 73 machine. Daniel Baker in the 90 Blockbuster machine. I think I still have a Blockbuster card in my wallet, if I'm not mistaken. He'll finish in 14th place. 15th will go to the 70 Jack Daniels machine of Robert Amaral. 747, Albert Anderson, America's driver, swearing off restrictor plate racing. Well, not really. He'll be back next week as well here at Martinsville. He'll finish in 16th place. 17th goes to the 13 car of Chris Klein. Josh Bittner in the 84 rounds out your field 53 laps down.
Indeed. And that closes out the racing action here tonight. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching. We always do this only for you guys, really, because we have so much fun having you all out there in the race chat, excuse me, as it's yeah, brain just went kapoof.
The race track chat.
Yeah,
that
everything.
sounds good.
Everything just went poof. Either way, we thank you guys. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And if you do enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up button so that way we can continue to grow our great community, and all that all helps on out. Of course, we thanked some of our sponsors there before the interviews. We'd like to thank also TrackDogsRacing.com, the premier merchandising supplier here for the NTRL and AAA broadcasting, as well as Track Bar Media doing some fantastic promos there. Thank you guys so much. And of course, big thank you to SimGearCentral.com as well. Some great button boxes being made over there. And of course, big thank you, and they got some screen time here tonight. Country Through the Ages, your action replay sponsor here tonight. So with that, we close things on down. We look forward to Sunday night, where we got the Xfinity Series up underway, and they are going to be going to, I believe it's going to be iRacing Super Speedway, because they skipped this past week due to the Super Bowl. So Speed Week continuing on here on AAA broadcasting. But until then, we'll see you guys at the virtual track. I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.